Shalom, giving all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone GMS that teach us this truth. Peace, love, and blessings to the elect scattered around the four corners of the earth, mainly in Babylon the Great, all right, which is America. And it's, we already, well, us being the prophets, the men of the Lord, we already know what times that we're living into. We're living in the times of, as Elder Apostle Tahar on down deemed the year 2025, the time for the fall and the judgment upon Esau, Edom, the so-called Caucasian white race, and the rise of the nation of Israel, which the kingdom of heaven is only for, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, only loves and cares about a Pacific nation, one nation above all nations, as the scriptures say, and that's the nation of Israel, according to the Bible, which is you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indian descent, so-called Haitians and Jamaicans, according to biblical prophecies, and according to the Spirit and according to faith, because we know at the end of the day that the just shall live by their faith, and we understand the scriptures that it's impossible to please the Lord without faith and without faith, Salakia, without faith. And when you go into Hebrews 11:1, it breaks down the definition according to the Bible, according to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, faith is evidence of things hoped for, things that are not seen. And we're hoping for the kingdom of heaven ultimately, man. All right, and also payback and recompense upon these heathen nations. And that's what, the religion of the world do not teach. Because most religion of the world teaches, being under one religion. All right, believing on, even if you all had different principles and different religions, we can all come together as mankind or whatever the case. But that's not the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's not how the Lord set up everything through the scriptures. All right. And what inspired me to do this video was a video that Elder Apostle Gabar did. And it says 9 days ago, it says, Esau does not want to be punished for all the wickedness he has done. All right. And we should understand, what that depth, where this video is going to lead to. And ultimately, the people of the world, all right, mainly our people, wants to forgive the so-called white man. They can't see themselves getting real, true payback, recompense upon these devils, all right, that troubled us since birth, man. All right, since Cain and Abel, all right, and then being reincarnated, Cain being reincarnated unto Esau and Abel unto Jacob, all right, because at the end of the day, the Lord set up those two main nations to go against each other. All right, if you read before they was even born, as the scriptures say, two nations is in thy womb. Let me get that. Genesis 25:23. And the Lord Yahweh said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. All right, two manners of people going into their characteristics. All right, how they, really conduct themselves. Matter of fact, go more into depth. Genesis 25:23. It says a people, a nation, all right, two different nations, even though they came from the same womb and they also came from the same father, the same, the same genes, all right? And contrary to people's belief, hey, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is our twin brother. But how the Lord got it set up, the Lord is going to destroy Esau Edom for what he's done. All right, the wicked shall not go unpunished at the end of the day. All right, even though our people want to save this devil, they want to protect this devil, but at the end all be all, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to judge this devil according to his will. All right, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai's will, man. And ultimately, hey, we in those times that the truth is out. Esau Edom is being exposed on all high levels. All right, everybody is noticing that devil what the Bible speaks of, man. All right, I'm gonna play this.
Strong's H 38:16. Le'om. Le'om.
Say La'om. A people or a nation. All right, let's go back. Going to the Bible comparison in the NLT and the Lord. Yahweh told her, the two sons in your womb will become two nations. From the very beginning, the two nations will be rivals. Ooh. One nation will be stronger than the other. And that one nation stronger than the other is the nation of Israel. You know, Jacob. All right, because the Lord ultimately chose Jacob. All right, to be that chosen lineage. To be that righteous seed. Even though we fell as a people, but we were and has always been chosen since the beginning. And we always been rivals with the so-called Caucasian race. That's why it always been scrimmages and never, you know, peace. But now that the truth is being out there, a lot of these devils are now, they're scared because they know the atrocities that they done to these people were very much real, and the descendants of Esau's are reaping the benefits. All right, most of their descendants are reaping the benefits of quote unquote, you know, generational wealth, aka slavery, because they wasn't the one that was in slavery. They benefited off slavery. They benefit off our, you know, off our captivity. That's how they got, you know, rich. You know, that's how they became so esteemed in the earth, being that nation that everybody wants to follow after. But now the Lord is pulling back that veil, pursuing to Isaiah 25:7. And that's via through the prophets. All right, and there's other people in the world, whether they, you know, have the spirit and power Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai upon them, or just people of the world, are now noticing that these so-called Caucasians are not as godly as they seem to be, as they quote themselves to be. All right, these are the same people that say they are the people of the Lord. That's in our homeland now, and the scriptures even tell us that. All right, you can read Ezekiel the 38th and the 38th chapter, really. All right, in the 36th chapter, how the heathens was going to be in our, I think mainly the 36th chapter, how the heathens was going to be in the land. All right, taking over. But the Lord is going to have judgment upon the heathen. All right, mainly Idumea, Esau Edom. Let me see if I can find that right quick. Yep, Ezekiel, hey, Barakatah Bashem Yahushua. This is Ezekiel 36:5. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, Allahayim power. Surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which is Greek for Edom. And Edom in the Hebrew, Adawam, which means red, the red nation. All right, the Caucasian race is the only people on the earth that's red. All right, if you can receive it. Which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. All right, the same devils, man. All right, that cast the word of the Lord behind them, because they put themselves to say that they are the children of the Most High, but they follow not one law according to the scriptures. And like the elders and apostles, the heart was going into, prime example, the land Sabbath, all right, the true holy Sabbath, they don't worship it correctly. And then on top of that, they're heathens. All right, it's a clear indicator that they're heathens and they're not the people. And how they receive that land is via through documents, paperwork. That's how Esau rolls. All right, Esau believes he got to have, and that's how you know that's the spirit of Cain. He got to have that physical, carnal, say so. All right, the final stamp of approval. He don't follow after the spirit. He's not a spiritual man. All right, none of his descendants are, man. And they're all gonna pay for what they did to the chosen people of Israel. All right, so them people in the land, them hats, they're not the real people of the Lord. All right, and the Lord's gonna judge them. They're heathens. So let me get Isaiah 25 since I quoted it. Because the truth is out. The truth is so overwhelming. That's why the scriptures say it should be no cloak for your sins. Hey, then you should know a prophet have been among you, because I'm pretty sure majority of the people none either experience, being around the prophets, walking by a camp, or even just, on the YouTube. And just like how Elder Manat Zabba do in his compilations of videos, the TikTok rants of our people talking shit against their own power and heritage. So motherfuckers like that got to die. It's just that simple. And the Lord is going to judge them accordingly. Proverbs 11:21, like I quoted, though hand join in hand, the wicked should not go unpunished. Our people love to try to save the so-called Caucasian race, man. Even the newest thing, Lord will, I do a video on that, the GOCC. Them niggas trying to make a comeback, but they gonna fail, man. Basically arguing if we can prove scripturally without going to Acts, the 2nd chapter, that Cornelius was in fact a Hebrew Israelite. All right, because he believed that most likely he was of Edom or another nation, because those type of organizations, they believe on all nations can be saved as long as they come back to so-called Jesus Christ. Going back into that vomit of a name, that shit just straight vomit, man. Shit pitiful. And like I said, it always our people. But then again, the elect is going to overcome and rise. So I'm going to read. Let me get it over here. Isaiah 25:7. And I will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people. And that mountain he's going to destroy ultimately is Esau, Edom. All right, by the way of the prophets, Lord Yahweh Shai being that stone coming out of heaven, the smite, the statue at the toes. And we're living in the times of the 10 toes mixed with iron and miry clay. Some partially strong, some partially weak. And this nation is based, this whole shit is going down, man. Babylon the Great is a filthy ass society, filthy, wicked society. And the world is feeling the impacts of it. And the veil that is spread over all nations, all right? And it was once a veil, just like dealing with this Epstein shit. As back in the day, because you got to think about it. This shit been was going on, man. All right? Shit been was going on. And it probably was certain individuals that knew about it, back in the day. Because, you got to remember the prophets and the elders been out there since technically, 80s, late 70s that I can, recall. Probably even longer than that. But they've been knowing the truth for over 40 years, 40 plus years. 30 plus years, they've been knowing this truth. So they done seen a lot. All right, they heard a lot. But the masses of the majority of the people, they was vast asleep. But now we're coming to the end And one thing we know about the end, before destruction comes, the Lord is going to reveal. That's why we read so many scriptures about the exposure. All right, uncover the locks. All right, uncover the thigh, expose. You know, Isaiah the 47th chapter, also Nahum the 3rd chapter, going into the exposure of their witchcraft and so on and so forth. America is being exposed on all sides. They're, you know, being exposed for being a weak nation, a cowardly nation. All right, the big bad bully that throw the rock and hides the hand. People are finding out that this devil is in fact 1000% the fucking devil. All right, that controls all the earth resources. That's why the earth is messed up. It's out of course because this devil don't honor the land Sabbath, man. All right, like I said, he cast the words behind him, and even though he's in power, he's in rulership, he's still not going to do right. It's Psalm 50 verse 16. But unto the wicked the Most High say, who has thou to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my word behind thee. All right, and that's them small hatters, man, beginning with them, the elites, because they proclaim themselves to be the chosen people of the Lord, but they're doing they're doing absolutely nothing good to say that they are the people. All right, and they are fulfilling Bible prophecy, yes, but they're fulfilling it as being the wicked on the earth. People got to understand that there is wickedness and evilness in the earth, and who is the main controller of that shit? The so-called white man. Like I say, just do some research. And not too long ago, I just look, all them people that be talking to me at my job, lady me just telling me all type of shit, you know, dealing with the so-called white man. All right, different experiments they want to, you know, do on us, you know, want to take away our melanin because they know we the chosen people. Why you think, like I say, why you think all us in the same fucking hell and predicament? All right, at the end of the day, it seems like we can never get ahead in anything, no matter how much money you have, how much fame. And you see that now. All these rappers being exposed, you know, your Diddy's, your cash outs, you know, these women catching hell still. Because you the people of the Lord, man. And the Lord's not dealing. I mean, you know, the Lord's not dealing with them. But, hey, you the people of the Lord, man. Y'all about Shem Yahweh Shai, he gonna fix all this. Hey, Barakatah Yahweh about Shem Yahweh Shai for this truth. It's Isaiah chapter 26 and 10. Let favor be shewed to the wicked, yet he would not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness, he would deal unjustly, and he would not behold the majesty of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And that damn show Esau Edom. It let you know in the land of uprightness, which is the land of Israel, that he was going to deal unjustly. All right, these are the same devils that hold themselves guilty. I mean, that hold themselves not guilty for what they did. Zechariah 11 and 5. Who, you know, the possessors that slay them. And that's also going into the false prophets, the shepherds, you know, twofold. Or you can apply it to Esau too, because these motherfuckers really believe that they did no wrong. They really believe that this is their land. And they even said it. They even said it in their manifest destiny, which ultimately boils down to prophecies. You know, this was supposed to happen. But it's only for a short time, motherfucker. You know, that's it. This shit ain't gonna last long, man. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, we're gonna keep chanting down this filthy ass place, this bastard of a nation, until it be utterly destroyed, burned with fire. That's what we're waiting on. That's what we're praying on. All right, that's how you know that Lord will, we be of that humble elect. That we the men of the Lord, the saints that's crying out, complaining continually via through prayer. All right, and these videos, man, which is, faith boosters, keep us, occupied and meditated in the prophecies. Keep us afloat. All right, because the only way of surviving this is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. It's just a plain and simple. We cannot survive no other way. And the great rab that Esau Edom is about to come down with, it's about to be trouble, man. Especially for you, our people. Okay. So these devils, they hold themselves not guilty. All right. They really truly believe that what they did, a couple of them, believe it was wrong, so on and so forth. But them being a devil, they still can't picture themselves going in captivity, even though they know what they did was wrong and eventually something is going to happen to them. But these devils don't believe that, man. All right, they don't believe they're going to go in captivity. All right. Salah. So we're going to read Isaiah 14. Isaiah 14 and 12. How art thou fallen? I'm a read up. Lord, will I do another part to this because I'm about to reach my destination. It's Isaiah 14 to 21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and the remnant, and son and nephew, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And it says, I will also make it a possession for the bitter and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And that's going into the Lord's bringing in that nuclear destruction that's about to come upon, Babylon the Great. All right, that's what the Lord has it to. And pursuing the Obadiah, the 1st chapter, verse 18, the Lord is going to annihilate the whole house of Esau Edom. All right, so-called Caucasian race. All right, so with that, I'm gonna close out. Kahalayim La, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles, a great millstone. Teach us his truth. Peace, love, and salutation to the elect scattered around the four corners of the earth. I say shalom.